Hello and welcome everybody to the Verdant Growth Daily, where we give you the news, tips, and tools you need to live Echo. My goal is to help put you in the right mindset to live more in line with your own values and to change your life to make it more fulfilling, sustainable, and balanced. All in just 10 or 15 unedited minutes a day. My name is Eugene and this is episode 32. Today, we're going to be talking about how to make changes to your life in just 5 minutes a day. This is something that I have spent a lot of time thinking about. I spend a lot of time thinking about it. I think it's probably because of the engineer in me, but I spend a lot of time thinking about how to be more efficient and how to get more things done, how to use my time well. And I've tried doing a lot of different things in my life, but there's one that has really made a difference recently to me that I took on probably mid-pandemic, so about maybe August. No, I think it was after that, probably about around October or something like that. And it's been a really effective method for me, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit in case other people can find that information useful. And just so you know, this is not my original idea. There are plenty of videos on YouTube, and there are plenty of books about it as well. So this is not an original idea. It's just that I have used it to apply it to my life, and so I'm going to talk about how I feel about this method. So if there are new behaviors you want to add to your life, if you want to create new behaviors in your life, not even environmentally friendly behaviors, just changes in general. Maybe you want to exercise more. You want to exercise regularly. Maybe you want to practice the piano daily, right? There are a lot of things. Maybe you want to stretch or meditate, or maybe you just want to spend more time with your children every day. You want to tell yourself, you know what? I need to spend more time with my daughter every day. There are a lot of ways. I've read so many different things and so many different methodologies for creating new habits in your life. And I've tried so many of them to very little effect. And I think that the best example of this is exercise. Because I don't know about you guys, I know that some people love exercise and no hard feelings. It's awesome if you love exercise, but I hate exercise. I've always hated exercise, and I've had this love-hate relationship with it for a very long time. I've had times in my life where I've been able to consistently exercise and go to the gym for extended periods of time. I think I went a full year with going to the gym 3 times a week when I was about 16 or 17 years old, and that was the time when I was definitely most in shape. That was the time that I had the most definition in my arms and chest and stomach, and I felt very good about my body at that time. But even at that, I still hated exercise. And eventually I did fall out of that habit and never got back to that level of fitness. But using this new methodology called the 5-minute rule, I'm sure you guys have probably heard about it. If you've ever looked at all into creating new habits in your life, then I'm sure you've heard about it. So, but I had heard about it, but I had never actually tried to implement it seriously into my life. First, let's go into it. Let's talk about what is the 5-minute rule. The 5-minute rule just says whatever new behavior you want to do it for 5 minutes a day. That's it. Just make your goal to do something 5 minutes a day. I have used this method since October now, so I guess it's been about 6 months now that I've been doing this. But ever since I started, I have used it to add practicing viola almost every day to my life, exercising almost every day, meditating almost every day, I would even say every day, and also added studying Korean. I actually also study Japanese every day, but that's something that I've done for the past 6 years. So that's not a new behavior for me. But studying Korean is something that I haven't been doing recently, and I've always wanted to get back on. And by using the 5-minute rule, I have been able to do that as well. And so now I do most of these things every single day. So here's why the 5-minute rule works. You want to set yourself up for successes as much as possible. So you want to do something that you can achieve easily. Just small little chunks of things that you can achieve easily. The other important thing about why you should do it for 5 minutes is that you want to create a behavior that you can't make excuses for. So in the case of the 5-minute rule and say exercise, I can't go to bed at night saying, I didn't have time for 5 minutes of exercise today, right? If I was telling myself I need to practice viola, like everything I've read says that if I want to get really good at an instrument, I need to practice at least an hour a day. So I need to practice an hour a day. And you aim every day for an hour. And if you don't have the structure and the discipline, you are going to fail at some point. And as soon as you fail, you're going to feel like, oh, God, I didn't get to practice for an hour today. Oh, geez, everything is bad. Everything is awful. I can't do this. It's hard. It's not for me. And you get locked into this mindset of negativity. With the 5-minute rule, you cannot make excuses. Like there's not a single day in my life where I can honestly say to myself, I didn't have 5 minutes to exercise, right? If I think about my day, I watched TV, I played games for a little while. I had a few minutes when I was on Reddit, when I was just like browsing Reddit, or I was like scrolling through Facebook. It's like, if I would have just cut those out, I would have had 5 minutes, right? So you can't make an excuse for 5 minutes. And then the last part is that if you do something for 5 minutes, you're probably not just going to do it for 5 minutes. The hardest part is just starting, right? So by telling yourself that you're just going to do it for 5 minutes, you end up doing the hardest part of taking action. You end up just doing it, right? You end up thinking like, okay, for 5 minutes, okay, I'm just going to do it for 5 minutes, so it's not a problem. It's not a big deal. I can start doing it, right? If you're thinking about, I'm going to practice piano for 1 hour, and it's like, oh God, when am I going to do it? I don't know if from right now, do I have a full hour? I don't know. I have to think about my schedule today. What's going on? What if a phone call comes in? I think that my friend is going to call me soon, so I don't think I have an hour starting now. By telling yourself 5 minutes, you go like, all right, I can do this. I've got 5 minutes right now, so I can do this. And then you do the hardest part, which is start. And then once you've started, you're going to want to do more, at least most of the time. If you don't, it's fine. If you do 5 minutes, you have achieved your goal, and you can pat yourself on the back and you can say, yes, I did it. I did my 5 minutes for the day. All right, awesome. I feel good about that. When it comes to exercise, I usually only do 5 minutes a day. Usually I do 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm done. I hate exercise, but I did my 5 minutes. Dunsies. Whew, I exercised today. Check in the to-do list. But occasionally I do 20 minutes, or occasionally I do 30 minutes, just because I start doing it and I'm like, I've still got time and I'm feeling good about this. I'm working up a good sweat. I think that if I keep going at this, I'm going to be even in better shape. So yeah, I'll keep going a little bit. When it comes to viola, I almost always end up doing it around 30 minutes, even though my goal is to just do 5. I have occasional days where I just do 5 minutes, but most of the time, I end up doing it for about 30 minutes. With the occasion, like on a weekend or something, when I have a lot of time, I end up really getting into it and end up doing it for like 2 hours or 3 hours. Either way is fine. Like whether you do it for 5 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, all of it is great. All of it counts as success. And so for me, the 5-minute rule has been super, super effective. And I highly recommend everybody try that out for any new behaviors you want to add into your life. I haven't mentioned any environmentally friendly behaviors, but we could totally throw those in there, right? If you want to do it like picking up more garbage, if you want to start a garden, right? If you want to do something like that, then absolutely. Just try to do it for 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day. I guarantee you can do it. You can't make any excuses. You will be able to do it. Now, there's a couple of tips I have to add even more value to this methodology. First of all, if 5 minutes is too hard, there might be a time when even doing 5 minutes of something is too hard. If you can't do 5 minutes, don't just be like, all right, I give up. I can't even do 5 minutes of this. I'm done. I'm not even going to try. Make it 1 minute. Make it 1 minute. You can do 1 minute a day, right? Like 1 minute a day is definitely doable. So if you can't do 5, that's fine. Make your goal to do it something for 1 minute a day, right? If you think 5 minutes of exercise is too difficult, make your goal 1 push-up per day. That's it, 1 push-up. It'll take 3 seconds. And if you can do that 1 push-up, then you're going to feel good. You're going to feel good about it. Like a lot of people are going to feel, I guess this is kind of my second point. So the first one is if 5 minutes is too hard, then do less. The next one is that if it starts to feel like 5 minutes is too small, if it starts to feel like 1 push-up is too small, it doesn't even matter, it's not even changing anything, think about what your life was like before adding that to your challenge, adding that to your daily routine. Think about how before I did no exercise, none. I did no exercise. And so doing 1 push-up may not feel like a big thing, but compared to before when you were doing no push-ups, you're doing a lot. It's something that you have achieved in your life. It is a small achievement, but it's an achievement. And it's the first step towards doing something bigger. So don't let yourself get stuck in this trap of like 5 minutes. It doesn't even matter. If I practice piano for 5 minutes, I'm not even going to improve at all. Like it's not enough to make myself improve. That's not the point. The point is that you've started doing something. You've started to make new actions in your life. You've started to create new habits in your life. And that is the important part. So whatever it is, whether it's taking 5 minutes of your day to sit down with your kids and just have 5 minutes to talk to them and ask them how they feel today, then do it. Do it. 5 minutes is always going to be better than none. The last tip I have is to take time to appreciate yourself. I am not kidding on this one. This one is huge. Don't do your 1 push-up and then just go on to the rest of your day. Take like 5 seconds or 10 seconds to think and process what you just did. If you can, take 10 seconds to process your own mental state. How do I feel now that I did this 1 push-up? How do I feel now that I talked to my kids for 5 minutes? How do I feel now that I exercised for 5 minutes? Did it feel good to do that? Do I feel like I have more energy now? Would that 5 minutes have felt better if I was watching TV? Do I feel like I have a lot more energy now in my day? Do I feel like I have a lot more oomph to go out and do more of this action or to do more of other productive things in your life? Take your time to appreciate yourself. Appreciate what you have done. Thank yourself. Tell yourself inside, or even say it out loud. Thank you, Eugene, for practicing viola for 5 minutes today. That was really good. You really did a good job. You really did. It's a great thing that you have now started to practice viola every day. That's really awesome because I didn't before. Compare yourself to before. Like, tell yourself, wow, I'm doing this every single day. Sure, it's 5 minutes, but before it was 0. I wasn't doing it nearly as much. The last one that I actually just thought about now, that I didn't actually write this down, but this was to track it. Track it if you can. And I actually wanted to take a minute to actually show you guys. I actually have what I call it's called a bullet journal. It's again one of my little efficiency things, but it's basically like my to-do list every single day. I have a to-do list where I write everything down, and I have a monthly calendar on it. So let me see if I can show you guys. So you guys can see over here, these are every single day, and these are on this side are all the things that I want to do this month and accomplish this month. But you guys see this little part right here? This is where I track my daily activities. So you guys probably can't read it because it's mostly written in Japanese here. But that's the viola clef. So this is my practicing viola. That's dog. So that's my dog walks, Japanese, and that's exercise. And so when I do it for 5 minutes, I just make a little X there so that I know that on this day, I did my exercise for 5 minutes. I do a circle for if I do like a really significant amount of time, and I do a triangle if I do it for more than 5 minutes, but not that much time. Like if I just do 10 minutes or something, then I do a triangle. But you can see that this is September, right? So this was me in September. So in September, I was okay. I was practicing my Japanese, like I said, more or less happens every day. But my exercise and my viola practice, man, this is really hard to do backwards, by the way. My viola practice, not so much, maybe once or twice a week only. And my exercise was maybe twice a week. So it wasn't so great. I wasn't doing so well. And then I adopted the 5-minute rule. And so you guys can see, for example, last month. This is the same calendar, but for last month. And I apologize for those of you who are listening in the podcast form. You guys aren't actually seeing this on the screen. You'll have to come onto my YouTube channel to see. But as you guys can see, I'm now exercising almost every day. I'm not perfect. I have days where I miss, but I'm exercising almost every day now. And my viola practice too. Oh, it's a little bit hard to see because of the glare. But you guys can see that for my viola practice, almost every single day, because I really love practicing the viola. And so just getting myself to do that 5 minutes really gets me going. And I end up doing it usually for, like I said, 20 or 30 minutes a day, which is why, if you saw there, most of my ticks were triangles, because most of the time I end up practicing about 20 minutes a day. So that's it. That is my advice to you guys. For those of you who want to make changes to your life, try out the 5-minute rule. It's such an amazing way that I have been using to make so many changes to my life. And now I just wish that I had done it sooner. I wish that I had used this methodology starting 10 years ago, and I probably would be a lot better at viola than I am right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you want to come and interact with me live, then be sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube and hit that notification button. For now, for the next about 45 minutes, I'm just going to be here live on stream talking to anybody who's in chat, answering questions, and just interacting with you guys. I think I might even play a little bit of chess today. I think I'm going to just play some chess in case there's nobody in chat watching live right now. I'm just going to play chess for a while. So if you guys want to come and watch me play chess and comment on my horrible chess playing, that's fine. If you want to come on and talk about whatever environmentally friendly things or sustainability tips that you have, or suggestions that you have for me, or if you want advice from me, come on and find me live. And I really, really appreciate it. I love everybody who comes to watch me live. Thank you guys so much. Find me on social media in all the places down below. The other place to get notified when I go live is Twitter. So be sure to also follow me on Twitter. If you are on Clubhouse, you can also find me on Clubhouse now. Both of those places at Verdant Growth. Thanks again so much, you guys, for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. Eugene and Verdant Growth out.